Welcome to the Riley Blake Designs YouTube channel. Today I have a special guest, Minki Kim. Welcome, Minki.
Thank you so much.
We're so glad Minki's here today because, you know, when she was here before, everyone's loved her videos, and we went through how to create a backpack from her panel. Well, she's back with a new panel that's gonna make so many fun projects. There's 2 different colorways, and within each colorway, you can make how many projects?
5 on each. So if you get 2 panels, you will have 10 total pouches, and plus 4 coasters, 8 coasters. So you can have a party.
Oh, you're gonna have a party, and you're gonna want both panels, and they're both unique. They have different designs. And Minki's gonna take me through how to make the coasters, and we're gonna have other videos of how to make the other projects. So let's get started on how to make the coasters. First, well, let's talk about the projects first. So in the projects, we are gonna make the coasters today. So this is one panel makes these 4, and the other panel.
This is from the Memories pouch panel, and these are from the cottage pouch panel.
So cute. And then these come from each panel. These are all the pouches you're going to be able to make. Now, some of these you're gonna need to grab some interfacing, and you're also gonna need some coordinating fabrics to finish them. And you're also gonna wanna grab some of these little woven labels. So this is an accessory that Minki's designed that's great to go on this panel project, right? So look how cute. So you can add this. Oh, there it is right there. Beautiful things.
Oh, here's homemade.
So that's a darling embellishment. And I love that you can just add it into a seam, or you can use it as an embellishment just on front, and you just stitch that on.
Or if you make a mistake, you can cover and hide.
Great idea, because no one makes mistakes, right? Well, let's put this to the side, and let's get started on this coaster project.
Oh, we didn't mention about this little keychain.
Okay.
You can also make this one from the pouch.
So that
pouch panel.
So that is like right here.
Here, this is here.
Okay.
Here and here.
So you can make it's like a little pillow.
Little pillow. You can put your pin like this, or you can put on your luggage or your kids' backpack. So
okay, darling, I need this on my luggage. How cute is that?
Or
Minki's all about the cute.
And then put in a little box and surprise your friend.
Okay.
I want to have such a friend.
I want such a friend too, Minki.
I can be yours.
She's got all the good ideas. So perfect. Again, it just shows you how many projects are in this panel. You're going to want these panels. So they're wonderful.
You need 2 yards, okay, 1 each, and then you need extra lining and a little bit of a bias. You have always extra fabric in your home, so use up, and then you will give a new life for the empty, forgotten fabrics that you've been saved.
We all have extra fabric, right? So this is a great way to use your stash, and yeah. Well, let's get started on these coasters. So 4 coasters come on each of the panels. I'm gonna push these bags to the side. So, and you've got a great tip.
What I found is, instead of cutting each, you just cut with the room, like along this way. Just try not to cut your binding on the panel.
And then, so that binding goes to your bags.
This is binding for the Trixie pouch and the little Frenzy pouch. So when you cut, do not cut, but you can use all this space for little other fabrics for your little 2-inch squares.
Okay.
And to make the coaster, I use the cotton batting, make a quilt sandwich. I practice the free motion. I'm not good at. So when you
looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, when you want to practice, why don't you try on this? Because you're gonna cut it small, so nobody know how you are beginner or the best.
Well, it's a good beginner project to practice your free motion quilting, but I think you did amazing.
Thank
so
you.
Good job.
Thank you. But do not look close. So I recommend to cut the bias cut. This is 1 inch.
Because you're going around the curve, so it's got to be on the bias. It's got to have a little stretch.
And if you like double binding, cut 2.5 wide bias
Okay,
binding.
so 2.5 inch wide. Okay.
But I personally like a single bias.
Okay.
So I cut mine 1.5 inches.
So that's only 1.5 inches.
1.5 inches.
Okay.
So instead of cut out all the circles before, do not cut yet. Just after just quilt sandwich, and then attach the binding along these dark circles. It is a lot easier to stitch.
Well, that's really unique.
I want you to see how to stitch your.
And I've never done this tight of a circle. So you just fold your binding over like that. Okay. And we're just going to pin around the circle.
Do not use a pin.
Don't use a pin?
You need to train yourself not use a pin.
Okay.
Because you have 10 pin on your hand. Okay.
Okay.
So this is use your finger pin like this. Okay.
So you just take it to the machine, no pinning. All right.
Yeah.
I don't tend to overpin, but I'm a little nervous about this.
Because
Okay.
when I first, I'm a self-taught, and when I first learned how to sew, I didn't know there's such a thing, pin or binding clip. So I have to make myself practice without using those fancy tools. I mean, that time, those are fancy tools to me. Yeah, I have a lot, but that time, so fold about a 1/4 inch.
1/4 inch, okay.
And then start wherever you want.
And we've got a hard line, which is your cut line, and then we've got this little stitch line. So you probably want to take a generous 1/4 inch, so you're not you can't see your stitch line.
Yes. But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
doesn't matter. So
Okay.
I want to see
Here
how
we
you
go.
stitch.
I'm using my fingers as pins.
So everything is first to you, first round and first without pin.
That's right. That's right.
Just
Here
to
we
make
are
sure.
doing this on camera. Okay, and do you backstitch?
No, you don't need to.
You don't need it because we're just going over. And I'm just gonna ease it around there. Again, I'm taking a generous.
And then make sure, before you move, just make sure this all binding edge align with this line.
Okay.
Okay, like this. And then with your finger,
Okay.
fold like this. So
Okay.
they are your pin. You
Those are my
already
pin.
used 3 pin.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, good. And then stitch.
Here we go.
Here you go.
We're
I'm
just going around.
teaching professional quilt how to.
You know what?
Do not hate me, people.
I'm a self-taught quilter too, but I've had a lot of experience. And hey, I've said this before, an old dog can learn new tricks, and I am learning a new trick today. And I'm gonna just go slow.
And it's a coaster. Who cares if it's not a circle or like oval? So
we're just gonna take our time.
And my tip is just let it, what to say?
Just let it,
Airy,
okay.
do not pull. And that's my tip.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and ease it in, because sometimes I just wanna hold it like this, because I'm not used to, I tend to use less pins unless I'm doing precision piecing, but this feels good.
To
I'm
be
just
honest,
going
I
around.
don't know what is a precision. I don't know what it is.
You are the queen of bags, though. I would trust anything you say on bags, because I am not a bag maker.
When it comes to quilt, I only know 9 patch. And when other people use the fancy name of a blog, the next day I forget what it is.
Well, we have some beautiful quilt patterns that you have designed, so I think you can name a block whatever you want.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could name it. There's a lot of people, the same blocks, they name them different things, so. There we go. How am I doing?
You're doing great. And aren't you surprised you didn't use any pin, but you're doing perfectly.
Okay, good. We're just ease on down the road. Just ease on down. Okay, here we go.
Okay. And
Bring it
then-
over here
And then cut.
and
So
cut.
fold like this. And then cut
Okay, I'm cutting on
the
the
leftover binding.
right there. The where you folded. Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Well, you know, I have to just verify.
Okay. And
Okay.
then you perfectly see she attached the bias, even it's your first round, and without pin, and every seam is just perfect.
Yeah, that's clever.
To
That's
be
very
honest-
clever. And you can do them all, repeat it 4
yes.
times.
And then you just make attach the binding, everything at the same time, and cut everything at the same time, and then finish it 4 of them at the same time.
Okay.
So just cut.
All right. We're going to cut around. I'm going to use these bigger scissors. Here we go. I'm just going to go around. And that line where we put up
That
the
line,
binding is our cutting line. Here we go. This is a quick make if you just prep it right.
And it is a great hand stitching project too. So
Okay.
instead of machine quilting, you can hand stitch it. So it gives you
Okay.
permission to watch Netflix.
Well, you know, I love to hand stitch, so this is great.
That's why I always add something hand stitch.
So I'm
here,
looking around
these are
and
my
making
hand
sure
stitch.
it's not like I can't see my stitch lines. So
It's
that's
perfect. It's perfect. Okay, and then you go to the iron like this. Do not worry about the even because you just want to make sure the finishing is easier.
Okay.
So what I do is wrap like this.
And then you hand stitch it.
Hand stitch.
I love a hand stitch binding to
Yes,
finish
yes.
it off.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Oh, how slick is this?
So
There you go.
yeah, just like this, and then press. You don't need to, but
But if you like
you
to
do-
machine sew, you could easily just stitch around.
if you wanna use machine stitch, use the glue,
Oh, okay.
glue it, and then top stitch it.
Okay.
That will save your time. But you know, we cannot stop watching my favorite show in front of TV. So I always have a bunch of coasters ready to hand stitch, and so everything is all
How
hand
cute.
stitched.
So it's hand stitched, even the top. Oh, look at your stitches. They're beautiful.
Oh, look at this way. Do not look closely.
Well, I love this, Minky.
Yeah,
I
don't
learned
you love
something
this
new
idea?
today.
Uh-huh.
That's why we have guests at Riley Blake Designs, and she's one of our fabulous designers. You're also a pattern designer, but this is a tip I really appreciated today.
Really, you like it?
Yes.
I'm glad.